All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is James 2:13. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy, or shewed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. All right. Now, when you look at the predicament that the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are in, all right, them being the Israelites, the chosen people of God, we are in this predicament first and foremost, because we betrayed the Lord, all right, in our past lives, all right, and secondly, because of this man named Esau, the so-called white man, all right. And what you gotta understand is, we betrayed the Lord, and that had us be put in slavery. But when you look at the things that the so-called white man has done, he had no mercy on us. All right. Because the only reason that the so-called white man can even put us in slavery, us being the greatest people on the earth, is because the Lord allowed it. All right. So the so-called white man, being weaker than us, when he got his chance at us, he showed no mercy. All right. And that's why this is what the scripture said. For he shall have judgment without mercy. Talking about the Lord, that have showed no mercy. Now, when you go into different translations, just to make it clear, all right, of course, we know that we stick with the King James first and foremost. All right, but sometimes if you want to look, they'll say it more clear sometimes. All right. It says, New King James Version, for judgment is without mercy to the one who has shown no mercy. Mercy triumphs over judgment. All right, so it's saying that the Lord is going to have judgment with no mercy to the ones who showed no mercy. And who are the ones who showed no mercy? All right. The Edomites. The Edomites being the so-called white people. All right. The devil of the Bible. All right. And as you see, the truth is out there. All you got to do is search the word Edomite on Google and look what happens. All right. God, it says the Most High calls them red in the Bible, not white. All right, because their skin really is red when you look into it. All right, their skin is translucent, like see-through glass, so the color of their blood seeps through their skin. All right, and it says other names used: red dragon, the wicked, Rome, Grecians, the beast, the serpent, the devil. And this is the so-called white man. Majority of the so-called white people are Edomites, and they're the ones who had no mercy on us. So the Lord is going to have no mercy on them when he comes back to bring judgment. All right, because you gotta, let me get this real quick. Isaiah 66:16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. And when you go into that word plead, all right, it's shapat, which means what? To judge, to govern, to vindicate. All right, and now what did we just read? The Lord's going to judge the people who showed no mercy. All right, but it said how is he going to judge them? For by fire and by his sword. All right, so nuclear missiles, that's what it's talking about with fire. The Lord's going to destroy you on Edomites with nuclear missiles. All right, America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, and you elites who escape in the underground bunkers, y'all going to be the first ones to go into slavery. All right. But ultimately, the Lord is going to judge you Edomites for everything you've done to his people. All right. The apple of his eye. For everything you've done. All right. To us in this captivity. All right. Because you got a lot of people that say why we hate the so-called white man. All right. And ultimately, that goes into their lack of understanding. All right. Because if they understood one simple thing called reincarnation, then they'd see why we're mad. All right. Because spirits don't die. When you die, your spirit goes to the spiritual world, and then in due time, it will come back down to earth in a new body. All right. So when we look at history in the past, we were in that history. So all those things that happened, they happened to us. Right. Which is why when you're supposed to remember that, you're always supposed to remember your hatred for the so-called white man, because he showed no mercy to us. All right. You're supposed to look at things like this and remember that this could have been you right here. All right. These slaves could have been you. And the so-called white man had no mercy to us during slavery. All right? He completely and utterly did whatever he wanted to us. Treated us like cattle. All right? He raped us, including the women and the men. Okay? He burned us. He used us as alligator bait. He made us fight one another. Okay? He had no mercy to us. All right? We were treated as livestock. All right? Less than dirt. All right? Because you got 2/3 of our people who have forgotten the hatred that you're supposed to have for your enemy. Because in this world, you're taught that you have no enemies. All right? We got plenty of enemies. Every single person who's not in this truth is an enemy. All right? 2/3 of our people are enemies. All right? But especially the so-called white man, because he's the wicked in the flesh. All right? Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. And that seed of the righteous is talking about the elect, because only the elect is going to be delivered in this time to come. The chosen out of the nation of Israel. But why I got this, it said, though hand join in hand, because you 2/3 Jakes, y'all forgotten the hatred of the so-called white man, and you joined hand in hand. All right? Clear examples. Oops. People like him, Jay-Z. Jay-Z's joined hand in hand with the enemy. He's forgotten what they've done. All right, and he's gone to the point where he's sold out to join hand in hand with the enemy. All right. You see him putting up these symbols, these satanic symbols. All right. You know what I'm saying? He's wicked. All these people you see with him. Kanye West. This freak. All right. Will Smith. LeBron James. All these people have forgotten the hatred that you're supposed to have for your enemy. And in return, they've sold out to live their best life on this side. All right. Which is why what the scripture said, though hand join in hand, they shall not be unpunished. The wicked shall not be unpunished. All right. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So this is what we're supposed to meditate on, thinking about putting you so-called white people in slavery. All right. Because remember the hatred we're supposed to have for them. All right. They showed no mercy on us. So you're supposed to in return have no mercy on them. All right. This is what we look forward to. The Edomites in slavery. There's things you're supposed to meditate on. All right. Trust me, these photos don't do justice on what we're gonna do to them. All right, because they show no mercy to us. Okay, we're gonna have them in chains, and we're gonna treat them like cattle. They treated us like cattle, and they're gonna be treated like cattle. All right. You see what I'm saying? All right. So that's a quick point I wanted to make, man. Don't forget the hatred you're supposed to have. All right, because they show no mercy to us. All right, with that, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Q.S.H. Shalom.